through this world of toil and snares. If I falter, Lord, who cares? Who with me my burden shares? None but Thee, dear Lord, none but Thee. Just a closer walk with Thee. Granted, Jesus is my plea. Daily walking close to Thee. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be. When my feeble life is old, time me will be.
Hello, friends, ministry partners, family, everyone who cares about InterVarsity here at Western. I want to apologize for such a long gap between updates. I think it's been since the beginning of the semester, since I got one out. Basically the reason for that is that this has been the craziest semester we've ever had at Western over the last 3 years. It's just been really hard to be able to get an update out. So I'm sorry about that. But I'm excited to tell you right now about what's been going on, and why it's been so crazy and what the future holds and all that good stuff. So why it's been so crazy is, I think Wednesday of the first week of school, way back in January, Maggie and I found out that we are pregnant and having a baby in October. So right now, October 4th is our due date. And we, of course, were so excited and have been just preparing over this semester for the coming baby. And just thinking a lot about that. We also realized immediately after we got pregnant that it was going to change ministry this semester. And mostly because everything we read about COVID and pregnancy was just way more scary than someone who's not pregnant even. And so it forced us to be a lot more safe as far as limiting our interactions with people. And that meant not being able to do all the in-person things that we had planned for the semester. We were planning on doing fully in-person Bible studies and small groups and events, outreaches, things like that. But everything had to change last minute. And that was a big challenge for us. We decided just to see our student leaders in person, but no more students than that. So what ended up happening is a couple things. We did do some things online. A couple small groups met online for the first couple weeks. But then something really incredible happened, which is that our students really began to take over the in-person things without us there. I actually had conversations where I sat down with our leaders and I was like, here's the deal. We cannot be there in person. So either this is happening online or you guys need to take this and go for it. And literally all of our leaders stepped up and they said, we can do this. We want to lead. We want things to be in person. And so all of our Bible studies ended up happening in person, often without Maggie or I there. Which was actually a really huge blessing because it helped empower our new leaders, and it was honestly a really good, just humbling thing for me to admit that I don't have to be in the room for something really good to happen, and that God is doing things even when I'm not there or Maggie's not there, that God is there and He's good and He's able to work through our students. So that is how ministry happened this semester, and incredibly, some really cool things ended up happening. First of all, we planted a brand new Bible study, so we had 3 going this semester, and the new one was planted by a freshman named Antonio, and then a junior named Hannah Mae, and it was specifically for cross-country runners and track runners, and they ended up having 8 or 9 students coming who had never been a part of InterVarsity up until this point, and they studied through the Gospel of Matthew along with the other Bible studies, and just saw so much friendship and community built, and so many people coming to know Jesus in a deeper way. We also have invited now 3 new leaders to join our leadership team, our student leadership team. So that means in the fall we're going to have 5 student leaders. So that is super exciting. We're really, really, really thankful for those 3 students saying yes and for what God's going to do in the fall. So the other news, life news for us, is that we have decided to stay in Gunnison for a while longer. It was up in the air for us. Once we found out we were pregnant, we really considered moving back to Grand Junction and being close to family. But we've decided after a long time of praying and talking to people about it that we want to continue doing the work we're doing here. And Maggie's graduating from school in 4 days. And so she's going to be working for a local nonprofit called Gunnison Mentors and still volunteering with InterVarsity, but her role will be a little less than it used to be. So you might not be seeing her face as much in pictures and things, but she's very much still a part of InterVarsity here and a part of helping. So yeah, that's our big news. Having a baby, staying in Gunnison. We're looking to the fall now and what ministry is going to be like at Western. Everything's indicating to us that campus will be completely back to normal, even without masks or any restrictions of that kind, which is so exciting for us to be able to do a ton of outreach. We have so many student leaders to help us, and we're excited to meet so many freshmen. On our Instagram, we already have hundreds of freshmen following us who haven't even come to Western yet. And so I'm just excited to meet all of them and start small groups and start introducing people to Jesus and tell them that they're loved by God. So that's what the fall should look like here at Western, at least until late September. And then I'll probably be taking some time off and letting students continue the work without me for a month or so. And then I'll be back. So thank you guys. Thank you so much for sticking with us through such a weird year. And I know you haven't heard a lot from us, but we really appreciate everything you guys do to support us. You help us be able to do this financially, of course, but also through your prayers, and just your support from afar means a ton to us. So expect to hear from me this summer. I want to catch up with as many of you as I can and just tell you some cool stories about what God's been doing and reconnect with you. So that's my plans for the summer. Pray for us that we'd be able to prepare for this baby coming, that God would give us all that we need, and that we'd be able to follow him into the fall semester. So love you all. Pray that God is close to you and that you feel his love this summer. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
As I walk, let me walk close to thee.